Testing. Okay, voice works. I'll go immediately to everything. Give me a minute. I was not on time today. Good morning. Give me a minute. I'll let everything just do its thing first. Let everybody join in. Give another 3 minutes. What a choppy market yesterday. Both of my entries got hit, and both of them were perfectly played. Sadly, I didn't take one of them. Both were set in the live stream. We had like a 1 minute for value gap in here that got tapped, and this one, I believe that we weren't going to be tapped anymore after this wick came down. So I set my limit order off, but it wouldn't have worked anyways because that was overnight. And if you trade prop firms, you're not allowed to trade overnight, so you would not have had the move up. But clean trade, both of them. Very choppy market yesterday. Morning, Sam. I'll give you guys another 3-4 minutes to join, and then I'll go over everything of the markets, what I see, what could have happened, and what did we happen. In the meantime, I'll go over what I saw yesterday once we were actually here. We tapped at some in this area, so I'll go back to here. I'll zoom in a bit. So everybody can actually see what I've seen before that, so that you can actually recognize this for yourself. So first of all, we went to a 4 hour because this is your main structure actually. I'll take everything off the screen. I'll go over it so everybody can just hear it. In the meantime, everybody has time to join. So this was our main structure that we're doing. We're going up. We had a BOS to the upside right here on a 4-hour base. You do have to I take that 4 hour as my main instruction for where the market is headed to. Anything in below is context, what intraday happens. This is external days for me. So what did we do? We actually moved. We had a break of structure. We needed to have a retest of this. How you draw your fibs is a bit your own decision. I prefer to take the wicks. Some people like to take the bodies. So we have to get intended that we should have come back to that 7-8 level. So we did do that on Tuesday. And then Wednesday's trading started in this area. So we knew that the market went up already. So we have that retest. So the market should go back to this area if the market wants to continue to the upside. While we were here, we had a movement in a lower time frame. So we know out of our head that we should go to this direction. But once we came online and we saw that we tapped a 15-minute move right here, and I'll take another bar forward. Yeah, here we had a sweep right here. I mentioned this, that we took a sweep right here, and then the market started shifting downwards. We were not online yet, so we only came online around 9, so a little bit later. We do this, yeah, around this area, we came online. And if we zoom in a little bit more, there was an open gap still here that wasn't touched. I believe it was in 1 minute even that I took. Come on. No, it was a 3 minute. So we still had a 3 minute left open right here for Valley Gap that I said, if we have a tap of this area, I would like to short the market down to where do we want to see it go down? Actually to the start point, this area. The reason why, I'll explain very clear so everybody understands. If we go to that 15 minutes, what did we do? We made a move up and we made a changing character actually right here. This little leg further up is not a break of structure again. I'll repeat, this is not a break of structure because the movement above those highs is too small. So if we know that, we have to take our fib tool again from the lows to the highs. Where does the market head to? Again, this level. At least to fair value of price. But this was Asia low. This was Asia low. So the market should go back at least to fair value of price. And what did we find actually inside? We found a 15-minute Valley Gap actually. This is why I said we should take an entry on this for Valley Gap to long off of it, at least to Asia high for TP1. And if the market wants to go up further, it should go back to that level. That's why I said to everybody yesterday on stream to take a long from here, stops. Where do you put your stop? Actually, at the one where we actually sweep liquidity, that's your stop. Some people find it a bit big, but that's how you have to do it, because if the market should take this out, my full analysis is incorrect. So then the market just wants to go lower. We should take TP1 from here, and our full TP should have been up here. And the market eventually did that move. This is how I saw the market before we actually started. Now, why did I also say that this little point actually was a point of interest, because not a lot of people know this. That this is a point of interest inside a 3-minute fair value gap in a wick grab to continue lower. The reason why this is a very strong point of interest is because it's an untouched fair value gap after a sweep with a wick. So what is a wick? This wick is actually a sweep of everybody that already was shorting here and here. It took that liquidity one more time and then it started moving in a direction. And it left the fair value gap. So because after that sweep, the fair value gap is still open most of the times, I do say most of the times, they come touch it one more time. That's why I said there is a possibility if we go back to here, I was not online when it happened, that we should take a short, but remember not to put your stop at that wicks high, but to take it at the structure's high. And the structure is actually this high. Because we made a changing character, we have a retest, and if the market continues up, it can take out that wick, especially on NASDAQ. So I said actually to the people on stream with me to put a stop, I believe here, or that upper wick. I'm not 100% sure anymore. I took a screenshot of it. And then I was targeting actually this area. It would have been a great trade. Both of them played out nicely. I did not take any of them because this was later than actually expected. And I didn't want to take that short because you cannot set up a long and a short at the same time. Your prop firms accounts do not like that, that you have doing this. So this is how I actually saw both trades, and actually in a longer period of time. Here inside, I did not see any movements. I did not find any trades. Very happy that we didn't take any because we just chopped around all day. In this area, I said on Discord, okay, we probably missed the move. It missed 19 points from us. So I took the limit order off when I saw this happen. And eventually, we did tap it one more time. But we can see this was a full chop market, guys. So try to remember, if this happens, not to do this. Look, and here we had a sweep of liquidity, and this is that structure. And that was definitely some news that came out at 10 o'clock because we took one more liquidity pool and then we fully rallied down. Now we actually did hit that entry. It was a great entry point, by the way. And then the market overnight moved 500 points up. We don't always see this happen. So it was a great session. Although we do not have any profit made, I'm still very happy that the market still shows you what it needs to show you. So if you can read the market, you're able to trade it also easier. So just went over everything, why, of course. Now we have for crypto. Afterwards, I'll do my journal too, what we made this week and how I seen it. If you don't understand why everything happened, let me know. I'll explain again. In the meantime, I'll do crypto right now. And afterwards, if I see any entry points for NASDAQ, if it's possible, I'll take one more. So first of all, before we do anything, we always go to USDTD. .D. Yeah, US. This will probably change over time. It will probably not stay Tether. That will be the dominant one. And I'll explain in a minute why. So we go weekly. We hit it fair value of price 2 times now. We're moving up slowly. We have 3 more days. So let's see what happens in the next 3 days. Do we have that drop to that 62 level? Then we have probably a move back up. I see the market continuing a little bit lower. We're just in for value gap. This is internal liquidity. No shift in structure yet. So still possible that the market continues lower. Here we had a sweep. We didn't break the lows, so we came up a bit, and now we're just sitting here. Not much to tell about. So there's a big possibility that we still continue to that 62 level to then see a move a little bit further up. This will be the last time that you have a very great opportunity to buy Bitcoin or crypto in average, let me say like that. So once USDT goes back to at least 8.2, that would be my full investment will go in then. I will not wait for another drop then. That will be the last one that I believe will happen. Before we start again that bull run. And I know I'm early, but this is how markets work. Same here, you can see that the dominance went up. I wanted to see a drop below here. We need to see BTC drop below this level to see an alt season. What did it do? It just chopped around and it's moving further up. That means that the dominance of Bitcoin is increasing. That's great news. That means that USDT is sending money into Bitcoin, but not yet in altcoins. So we will see movements from altcoins to move up. But as long as this keeps going upwards, we will see Bitcoin increase. Looks pretty nice. If it does continue upwards, we could take out actually that 66% this time. That would be huge. Yeah, if we go above 66% or go back to 73, then the dominance will shift again. So this will probably be the last time that we see a dominant shift, and then the altcoin season will start again. So once we hit that level, is it time to diversify a little bit more in alts? Well, I'll put it on screen even. Time to move some BTC and alts. Because if we have this level, that means that we have the maximum that we've seen for many years, actually. For 2020, we had that level. 2025, we didn't even get to that high. We could get one more time to that high, we sweep everything. That means that a lot of money is getting into Bitcoin, and now we will have a drop, of course, again. Bitcoin on itself, we tapped to monthly for value gap. What great to see, actually. Did we tap it? Not 100% sure that we did. So let me take the high was 79,479. No, we didn't yet. Yeah. So the low was 60,000, and this was 79,417, 79,479. Yeah, we tapped it. Great. That was not much, but we did tap that monthly, just above it. So if we see the market now move, this is the last point that we could see the market move one more time down. And this will the last time being for me that we could accumulate Bitcoin. And I do want to see this happen before August. So July, August would be the time that we want to be the last time seeing this. And then we will have that movement further up. So the same reason over and over why is I want to see the market go back to fair value of price before continuing. Bitcoin does it the same like anything else. So where did we made? Here we made our first change in character. Then we had a little bit sideways, but if we take that move, we never came back to fair value price. Maybe a little tap of it. Second move, we did come back to fair value of price, but not at 6, 7, 8 level. The market continued. If we take the full move now from the high, we came back to that 62 level. So if we have that 50,000, we get to that 7, 8 level one more time. Will we get to it? I'm not 100% sure. We will see in the next 2 months, 3 months. If we do get there in the next 3 months, that will be your last opportunity to buy Bitcoin at 50,000 ever. It will never drop back down. After that tap, that will be the last time that we will see Bitcoin at 50,000, I believe, for history. I was the same, like I said, around this area. Once we moved up, I said, one more time, we will see it around 20,000. We did see it one more time, and then we never will see it again. I don't believe that this will ever get to like 32,000. I don't believe it. If you can get a Bitcoin at 32,000, be very happy. Very, very happy that you ever get that entry one more time. But I would recommend to get definitely into Bitcoin around 50,000. That would be definitely a must if you want to invest in crypto, of course. Let me take the rest of the cryptos for a second if I find anything interesting. ETH had the same, so we tapped one more time. 2005. Okay, so let's see if it does. If we break that low, it could go really low that time. And I'll explain also why it could go very low. So we made a high, we had a full retest, and this is a choppy market, or just a sideways market actually. So we can take, okay, it's a long time, but it's still a sideways market. We can form a rectangle and we have highs twice, and we have lows also twice. So it needs to choose a side, but it got rejected from the high. And if it gets rejected, most of the time it needs liquidity. And if it needs liquidity, where can it find it? Under 1300. This is the most liquidity that's still left after that last impulse move to the upside. So if the market tends to go one more time down, we will see ETH drop under 1300. That will be a very nice buying opportunity. You guys would have the same opportunity then that I had back in 2020. My first ETH I bought around 500, I believe, and then I rallied around 4,000. That was insane to see. I believe I cashed out around 2.5, around 2.5, 3,000. I started cashing out, but that was insane that we still rallied up even. But the last alt season, we didn't even see it go up to that level. Okay, let's take a look. Do you have anything that you should or can? Sol will definitely drop. Again, the same movement that we had Sol. We had an upwards movement, a full retest of it. We moved up, we got rejected. So it wants to go lower. We probably go back to $50 or something. Alpha, same. So we had up. This is actually the upside. So let me do, this is also a nice one to see. It's very accurate actually. So we moved up, we came back, almost, I drew it wrong. So you can, again. So this was the upper part, we moved fully. So we came definitely under that 7, 8 level. This one I would take actually the bodies. So we came back, full retest. We came back up and we never took the highs. So then you can say we are actually retesting the opposite way. So you can actually draw the other sides. What do we do? We came back to that 62 level. If we take that wick, we can say 7-8 level. So if the market tends to go lower right now, what does it head to? It will head to that zero. And we probably, if we are lucky, find an entry pot around $50 for Alvi. This is a lending platform. There are multiple other lending platforms coming out, so it has a little bit less power after it right now. Yeah, if you ever want to make a lot of money in crypto, just watch Elon Musk. If he tweets, you guys be very rich. Yeah, this one I'm accumulating already, so that's the only one that I'm actually buying right now. Is Binance, very strong coin. My stop is under 524 something, about a 10-15% loss. Yeah, 50%. So under this wick, I put it my sell order. If we do get there, those are monthly, so then I want to buy it again around 349. We saved ourselves another 30% drop then, but I don't believe we will get there because it's the only coin that actually showed strength to the upside. Equal highs, continuation, play, retest. So we should continue from here. Keep these two also in mind always, XRP and XLM. They will do something eventually. The question is only when. Not if, but when. Yeah, these are bank coins, so they definitely will have a lot of liquidity inside. But don't believe that it will go like to $50 for an XRP. That you probably will never see happen. Okay, so that was the most of the crypto. Unless somebody has a coin I want to go over, you can always ask. Let's go over Nasdaq for a second. Where we at? Yeah, great move up again. Yeah, we could go all the way back to at least 24,000. It's at 27,500. This is a long version, definitely. So any retest of this area or even here, I would long off of it. We just made continuation. So this was a break, retest, continuation. So we just made a changing character again to the upside. So any form that you would get an entry from this level, I believe this would be a bit huge stop. That's 118 point stop. Yeah, I would take it from here. So if you get an entry point around 27,250, too long off of it, back to the highs. So I would set my entry on this, stop under that wick. So this was the last sweep before continuation payment. First TP would be these highs. Second TP would be take those equal or this chopped market for 15 minutes. That would be my second TP. That would be 27, 58, 581. I know everybody always wants to be in the first leg up, but you don't always have to be in that first movement up. And stops would be here. Stop at 27. 185. An entry. This would be my entry. 27, 250, 252. That would could be a 4.8. Definitely great move. 300 points with only a 68-point stop, so definitely doable. Probably you'll find a 5-minute entry somewhere too, just a bit below. Yeah, you could have a 5-minute, a little bit lower if you want to, but I would take it from that entry. I let the rest do its thing. Let's go over gold. Let's take a look where we're at. Coming into a daily for value gap, and then probably heading back to this Wix low. If we do get to that Wix low, we're heading all the way back to 3007. Oh, if that happens, so say that gold goes back to 3007, you will see Bitcoin go up hugely. Silver the same. Slowly moving lower, so if it wants to take out that wick one more time, it's possible. But silver is a bit stronger at this point than gold, if my analysis is correct. Yeah, that looks... Yeah, nothing that moves this kind of movement does not have a retest. You always will see this happen. So make sure that you always are prepared for this kind of movement. So we take a weekly. So this was our weekly. Same movement, guys. Very easy. Break of structure to the upside right here. What does the market wants to do? Go back at least downwards. So we tend to take this move. We came back to that 7, 8 level. So it retested that movement fully. So that was great to see, but it can maybe drop a little bit further now. If this one goes down, we will take out that wick one more time to hit another for value gap, a weekly that's still open, and then we could continue. Journal for today. I'll go over my journal for a second. Let's see where we at. For this month is probably the last. Yesterday was last trading day. Ja.
20 pagina's voor achterkant. 1 pagina is 1 pagina? Of
Ja, één pagina, één pagina. Ja.
Gewoon 1
Ja,
pagina
ja.
voor achterkant. 1, 2,
10. Is dat 10, hè? 1, 2. Dus
ja.
Ja. Dit is een pagina. Wat is een
Ja,
pagina?
ik was het zo aan het tellen. Hè.
Dus er wordt 20 pagina's zo.
Pagina voor een
Ah ja, nee. Hier, nee. Dus ja, een bladzijde.
Ja.
Yeah, excuse me. My wife just came in asking something. My kid has homeschool, so let me share you trading journal for this month. So what we do this month? I was not the best month actually, but still we have 83 to 79. That means that we took let me just calculate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We took 15 trades. We had 2 trades, actually these 2. I did work for once. Normally these should not be in here, but the rest should definitely be in here. What did we end up of making this month? I was up 6.2 R this month, and I had a 47% win rate, getting on average back to that 61%. So no red month yet. We did not end started very great. So we took 15 trades, 7 positives, and 8 not, and 8 not positive. Still a winning month. I'll make a detailed movie and how and one will just go in YouTube. You guys can watch it afterwards. I'll not go over my full details of my trading journal right now. Otherwise, I would take way too long in this live. So make sure that you do journal every trade you take. It's so important for yourself. My previous tweak will come out in a minute so that everybody can actually see that one too. And before you take any trades today, let's take a look if we have news. Forex. Yeah, we do have news at 1 p.m. Woo. Okay, we have a lot of red folders today, so make sure we will have some volatility coming inside today. So we got red folders from 1 p.m. to 2:45. So this will definitely shake up the market a bit. Oh, that's why we're chopping. Now I understand again. So you can see we had a ranged market. We just took out a high. We came back and we're back in our range. So it's just doing this because it needs that liquidity for everybody that's trading. Make sure that if you are in a trade at 2 p.m. in the afternoon or 1 p.m. in the afternoon for my time zone, so about 4 hours, 5 hours from now, that you definitely put your stop. If you trade a live account, make sure that your stop is a bit above your entry. Because if a wick sweeps, it will sweep. That means that it could spread you out. Because if you have like this kind of wicks in a very fast momentum, it could neglect your stop and take you out way lower. Always remember if you trade live accounts that you keep in mind that spread is something that you do not want to be part of. I believe that was it for me today. Unless anybody has a nice question for me or anything about the markets, then I can go over it for you guys right now. Everybody that's been here for a long time knows I don't trade normally on Thursdays. I just do Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and the rest of the week is actually free time, or actually other business time, let me say it like that. I don't have free time on my days. I'm up from 5 this morning, so I don't have that much free time. Yesterday I had a nice evening, actually. We had a campfire, so it was relaxing. Does anybody on stream have a question for me? Otherwise, it's a very good time to ask right now. I'll go get myself another drink. I'll read the chat in a minute. If nobody has a question in the next 5 to 7 minutes, I'll log off. Okay, I'm back at the chat. I see that nobody actually has a question anymore for me, so that's great. I'll give you guys one more minute and then I'll end the stream. If you do have a question, it's a very good time to start asking. Oh, same here. Look, I'll take this off for a second. If the market today ends up below the high, the market will go down next week and not up anymore. So this is the same liquidity sweep of a wick grab that we had actually yesterday straight on a lower time frame. So this kind of movement right here was a liquidity sweep, and that's the same what we had actually in the daily form right now with this wick. So this candle does need to close. I prefer it to close at least at 27,536 or higher. If it does not and it closes lower, next week we go down. No doubt about it. 100% sure. And then we actually got rejected from the highs, and that means that the market wants to go back down. So again, weekly we had the same. This is a weekly break of structure movement. You can take again the same movement then, and then we should go back to fair value of price. So we probably hit this level. That would be around 26,000. What's a very normal movement? That's about 1,700 points downwards to then continue further up. But only if the market does not end up today above those highs. Otherwise, we continue higher. Like everybody already knows, so I don't trade today. I'll share my thoughts in the Discord for a minute. Go back a bit. Forgot to share it. So I wish you all a very great trading session for the rest of the day. Enjoy and have a wonderful end of the week. I'll see you all back on Mondays, of course, for a live trading session with me.